Hey guys, Savage Warrior here, bringing you another video on Boom Beach. And today I'm going to bring you some level 60 NPC bases, and we're going to try to take out these bases without any losses of warriors whatsoever. You're going to want to stick around towards the end of this video because we're going to do a special appearance from Marine Corps Johnson live in the flesh. So taking a look at this first one, this is 60 block party taking out some mines right there near those machine guns. And what we're going to do is we're going to line up on the beach so that they can all group up in a ball right there so they can't get hammered by anything unwanted. So we're going to do a one smoke landing, smoke right there, and then go ahead and flare right up to the machine gun. No casualties so far, and so all we need to do is just take it right up to this base, and pretty straightforward from here. I gotta give a shout out to Mr. Doc Martin, one of the guys that I used to play with in the other TF I was with. He's the one that gave me an idea to bring these type of videos to you. It seemed like some of you guys are really enjoying the more strategic tutorial type of videos, but I know a lot of the guys I play with, this is pretty basic, but you know, there are those out there that are just making it to these NPCs, so I hope that these videos are going to help you. This NPC is pretty straightforward again. You can be able to take these bases out without any losses. It's interesting because most of these bases sort of have like a strategy, and if you look at them carefully, you should be able to take them out without any deaths whatsoever. So right here, Arrowhead, all we're going to do is we're going to do a double smoke right there and make sure we make it up to that flamethrower, because once those flamethrowers lock onto your boys, they're going to scorch them to death. So it's pretty interesting. What I want to do here is show you some lines of where we're going to go. Right, they're going to snake up right here. Obviously, most of you know that. This one as well. What's unpredictable, though, a little bit for those who haven't studied lines, is they're going to veer off to the left right there. So you have to make sure you smoke up there to cover up those lines. As long as you do that, you should be okay. Now, off to the left right here, you have those four. Those are easily can be taken out because you get a plus 12 gunboat energy in return. So you have a net gain on that. So you see opportunities on those bases, make sure you take them. Right here, most people know that you should be able to shock and be able to get 6 defensive structures if you shock properly right there, and obviously right there at the same place. And we should be able to throw some critters and a shock on there, so that shock launchers up there is going to take them down, or at least lock onto the critters rather than lock onto your boys. Take a look at that that lower shock launcher as well. So it's going to be able to take off to the right critters, and the top left one is going to hit to the left critters. That's why we shock them and try to make them survive as long as possible. And that's the strategy I've been using these days. Now, remembering our lines a little bit, it's going to veer off a little bit to the left, so we want to make sure we get over there. So we will be able to get there in about 2 or 3 smokes, and no casualties whatsoever. Remembering our lines where we want to shock, throw some critters right on top of those, and then shock them immediately after. Again, 2 shocks, 2 critters is equal to 40 gunboat energy, so we're going to have plenty of gunboat energy to spare, and take that out like a pro without any losses whatsoever and get on to your next base. Next one. This one isn't easy, I have to admit. This one took me a little while to figure out how to do it without any losses. Carefully taking a look at that range right there of that rocket launcher and the shock launcher right there. You got to manage to be able to veer around those mines easily enough without being shocked, because once you shocked, you're kind of screwed. You got to have to reset and start over. So, you know, what do we do here? You know, I want to try to open up a space right here so I can walk up to my guys and kind of avoid the rocket launchers and the shock launchers. So I'm going to use this technique right there, and I'm going to walk along the beach right there, and that smoke is the only place you really need to smoke down. And then let's go ahead, and now they're in the ball. They're going to crawl up to that boom cannon right there and should be able to do it in 2 smokes. Okay, so now you have a clear line. It's going to veer up to the top, so it's going to sneak right around those one. You might get hit by that mine right there. You can't do anything about that, but it's not going to kill anybody, so you can kind of forget about it. Okay, if you don't already see, you throw 2 critters down here. Let all the rocket launchers and the shock guy go ahead and shock those shock launchers, and the rocket launchers should not be able to kill your guys and be able to get out there without any losses. So that's how we do that base. And Yeah, I struggled with this one a little bit. It took me a couple attempts in different routes, but hey, there's more than one way to skin a cat. So if you know another way, I would love to see them on the forums or whatnot. So when you open up this base, it kind of looks like Dr. Terror base, like stage 6 or 7, but it looks pretty straightforward because there's a lot of symmetry between the structures, but the landing on this one's pretty tough. The shock areas are pretty obvious on here. You should be able to get all of the flamethrowers as well as some of these rocket launchers, and throwing critters right there and shocking them right there is going to put them in their place so that way the sniper towers won't be able to get them. Now on to the landing. What you got to do here is be careful on the barrage, because if you barrage too much, you don't want to take out the machine gun, because the machine gun is the place where you want to anchor your way straight up to the HQ. If you make a mistake, easy thing to do is going to cost you a little bit of gold, but just retreat and just come in before you land all your warriors. That way you don't lose anything. Now, before we actually land our guys, let's count up here, because you want to make sure you have enough gunboat energy. That magic 40 number is the number you want for 2 shocks and 2 critters. So instead of throwing a barrage, since we already used it, go ahead and throw some artillery right there, right between the eyes of the mines up there. Don't worry about the other ones. Should be able to get up there without any losses whatsoever. So carefully placing your smoke a little bit off to the right and up is going to allow your guys to get up there, because the rocket launchers will go off on you and possibly set off that shock launcher, which you definitely don't want to do. So be careful on that smoke on your landing, guys, because it can get you, and that's what makes this base a little bit challenging. Another thing is you got to make sure that you're perfect on those smokes, because again, those flamethrowers are really going to destroy you. So once you get up there, pretty straightforward. Throw those critters, throw those shocks, and shock the critters, not the shock, and you're going to be okay. So anyway, up next is going to be in the flesh live, Mr. Colonel Johnson. So until next time, I'll see you next time. Bye.
Copy that. Johnson, attack that boom cannon. Yeah!